Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, and welcome to the energetics of confident visibility. I literally threw out my slides, all the 6 stages of confident visibility, all the things that I was going to talk to you about today, the 7 core visibility blocks. I just wrote a whole book about that. And about 2 hours ago, I took it all and I threw it in the fire. I literally was like, no, that's not what today is about. Today, I am so fired up. Oof, like extremely fired up to support you in sharing your voice. Well, first, tapping into your heart, tapping into your soul, tapping into the truth of who you are, and feeling so confident and so connected to what's pure, real, true, valuable inside of you that it's natural for you to come out and share it. It's like effortless. It comes from overflow rather than this push. I should be visible. I want to be visible, but I don't really want to. Whatever that energetic is, we're going to clear that away. If you could let me know in the chat, and yes, thank you. I would love to have this be dynamic. So share with me in the chat, and as many of you as can turn on your cameras as possible, please do. It's totally private. I'm pinned, so you don't have to worry about that if I share the recording anywhere. But I want to ask you before I get into visibility, and yes, we are going to get into some of the things I promised you, all the things I promised you. It's just I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. We're going to look at the 5 signs to determine if it is your time to be visible or if it's better to wait. We're going to look at what you need to stabilize your energy so that you can share and be visible with confidence and power and your whole heart. First, I want to tap in and ask you a really important question. Scale of 1 to 10, and just be honest. Either end of the spectrum or somewhere in between is perfect. Wherever you are is perfect. I'm just getting a gauge. Scale of 1 to 10, how much fun are you actually having in your life right now? There's no right or wrong answer. There's no good or bad. I know this might seem like a weird question given the context of our world, given this is a workshop on visibility, but it's an important question because I believe that why you want to be visible is tied to something incredibly rich, joyful, fun, alive, beautiful, elevating. It's like if you picture that younger you, that little one who had this massively loud, powerful voice, who was on fire, who was clear, who knew what they wanted, knew what they wanted to go for, had a lot of joy. That you is here with us right now. They're here with us. And if not, if you feel really disconnected from this more alive, fun, joyful, younger you, I'm asking you, I don't care how old you are, I'm asking me, I'm asking you, I'm asking us to welcome the younger you to this room right now. Welcome her, welcome them, welcome him, welcome the younger you. Because there is a glory inside of you that it's time to let that dimension of you feel safe enough to come on board, to come online. Okay, so all over the map, right? 7, 7, 5 to 7. Yes, I'm recording it. No problem if you need to go. I'm not 100% sure if I'll share this, but most likely I will. 6 or 7. Okay, beautiful. So, let's take a moment and place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And as you take a deep breath in, I just want you to give yourself thanks for showing up to this, for having the wisdom and the insight or that intuition that there's something here for you and that your visibility, that your voice, it matters. And even try this on and even say it out loud. My voice is valuable. Even if you don't believe that right now, just try saying it. Say it and notice how that registers in your body. My voice is valuable. And take a deep breath in and exhale it out. And just setting the intention that anything that's been in the way of you owning your valuable voice, your message, your worth, to share your message, that whatever that is starts to clear away, to really release whatever's been standing in the way. And that you tap into an energetic that is overflowing with confidence that allows you to embody a deep level of integrity, alignment, and confidence in what you're here to share. One more deep breath in and exhale it out. Okay. So, why do you want to be more visible? I would love to know, and I'm so excited that we are here together right now, that I get to see you and I get to hear you and I get to learn from you. I've just been writing a book for the past year, hiding. I'm writing a book. I don't have to post anything. I'm just creating. I'll just post a YouTube video here and there to keep my channel going, but I'll make audios so no one sees me for my email community and I don't have to be seen. Meanwhile, I'm writing a book on visibility and I'm like joyously hiding. A few weeks ago, I'll be really transparent with you, and please do let me know in the chat. Why do you want to be more visible? Like, what's your honest desire? Is it to grow a business? Is it to serve people with a particular message? Is it to have a visibility or a confidence upgrade to really get to know yourself and your own voice? Is it because you have a dream that you know requires being visible online to grow a business so that you can move to another country or you can, have financial freedom, or whether it's location freedom, time freedom, so you don't have to work in the corporation you're at or for somebody else. Or maybe there's simply this thing that has helped you so much and it hurts not to share it. And like you just want to feel free around that. So just let me know in the chat. A couple weeks ago, my publishing coach was like, okay, good job. Now it's time to promote the book. I'm like, like the book is coming out in 11/11. Like, I don't have to promote it yet. And she's like, you just wrote a book on visibility. Like, you should be excited. I'm like, you're right. I should be excited. Why am I not excited? Oh, right. As I went deeper, it was like, okay, we are living in a very heated climate right now. And I don't mean environmentally, although that too, it's very hot in Portugal right now. I'm talking about cancel culture. I'm talking about the division. I'm talking about the polarity. I'm talking about seeing our human family be at odds. It hurts, especially if you're an empath, especially if you're highly sensitive or a sensitive leader. It hurts. It literally, I look out at the world and I'm like, or even in my friend circle, deep soul friends, I notice one friend is like, oh my God, 30-year friendship with another friend. And she's like, she has such a different political stance. I can't stand it. I just can't talk to her anymore. And she pulled herself off of our sisterhood because she is in such a different position politically to another friend. This is heartbreaking. And so, as empaths, when we look out at the world and it's like, oh, you don't believe what I believe, you are canceled, unsubscribe in all caps. You have disappointed me. You are not the person I thought you were. It's like, wow, this is the reality. Like, we're not evolved enough to hold opposites, to hold love for another person. Even if we disagree, can we agree to disagree? Our world is asking for your heart to express what's true for you because there are a group of people who need the medicine you have. But if we are so scared, like I was a few weeks ago, to come out with our voice, with our message, because it might bother someone, it might rub them the wrong way, because everyone's so prickly. You could talk love, you could preach love, and they will take it the wrong way. if you're in that place, it's normal. And I just want to presence that. Like, and I want you to know there's a way to get through this, and there's a way to feel really safe and good, being consistent, being visible, helping others. What I did was I got very honest with myself. I promised my publishing coach, okay, I'm going to start a new series on Tuesdays like I used to do, which just side tip for visibility, so powerful when you show up same time, same place and share your message, like start a show or start a series where it's the same day and have a name for it. Because what happens is that's how my YouTube channel initially grew so much, was because I had this thing called Treasure Tuesdays. Was anyone with me back then? Treasure Tuesdays. I showed up every Tuesday and I would make a video, and people started to trust me because, and they would show up, and the channel grew and became very engaged because they're like, "Oh, you show up every week." It's called the Oprah effect. As a child, I knew at 4 o'clock Oprah was going to be on TV, and I would race home from school to sit and watch Oprah because I knew she'd be there. So people will show up for your content when they know it's going to be there at the same time, same place. It creates really strong connection with your audience. So for me, I said, okay, I'm super excited. My new book is called The Visible Empath. I'm going to help empaths in this like really powerful way to raise their energetics, their vibration, frequency, serve their beautiful message, clarify their message, and serve it and grow a beautiful business, create the life they love. I'll call it Time to Shine Tuesday. I'm like, I'll start sharing next Tuesday. So the day comes and I'm like, I can't do it. Like, I literally don't know why. It was like I was suddenly cuffed, like handcuffed. I was like a mummy, like tied up. I was like frozen. I'm like, I can't. And this is crazy. I'm a visibility coach. And I realized I needed help. So I actually hired an amazing coach, invested a lot to work with her, and she is in my corner now. And of course, I'm on fire the last couple weeks thanks to her support. So I just want you to know you're not alone in this. You could even be a visibility coach and still be resistant to visibility. And I'm alongside with you, continuing to grow. So just know, new level, new devil. Or sorry, no, no, no. New level, same devil. It's like the same thing comes back around, it just comes back in a new way. Okay, so yeah, I want to share with the world what I came for. Beautiful. And what did you come for? I would love to know. What is your message? I want to help people transform themselves to help our world evolve. I want to feel sure and confident about what and how to share, to clarify my message, to inspire people while staying in my body. Okay, you are right on track and true to myself. Yeah, so good. So let's take a breath into that and just starting to connect with what it is that you are here to uniquely share. And I love the clue you just gave. Like, that is so wise to stay in your body, so key. And we're going to get into the 5 signs that it's time for you specifically to be visible. So, being in the body is so important. And I'm curious, who is already visible? Just put visible. And who wants to be visible? Just put want to be visible. And if you're somewhere in the middle, like I have been visible in the past, but I'm not now, and I want to be, just put past. Okay, so beautiful. Okay, exciting. Want to be visible, past. All right, want, past, past. For those of you who used to be visible and aren't anymore, what is stopping you now in present day? And some of these questions, you can write the answer in your journal. You may need to go deep in your notebook and in your journal. Hi, Melissa. It's so good to see some of your faces. Marie, Eliza, or Eliza. Eliza, thank you for clarifying that. Sigrun, Jeff, I love it. So as I'm seeing your faces, I encourage those of you who aren't visible right now to be visible if you feel comfortable. No problem if you're not. Okay, so how do we know if it's actually time for you to be visible? Whew. Well, first of all, if you feel a restlessness, like you know you're here for more. It's this feeling of like you've outgrown your current circumstances. I have a client right now. She works in corporate America. She has a high level position and she is just so restless to get out of there because her new boss does not have the same beliefs that she has. And that's a problem in that she's kind of limiting her expression and her ability to show up in a way that she wants to make change in the company. And she's like, I need to go off on my own to share this message. And she has this restlessness. So if you feel like you can't sit still or you've outgrown where you currently are, that's typically a sign, like knowing that you're here for more, and track and let me know which ones you have. The second is overthinking. Overthinking. So instead of sharing your voice, you're just like, can anyone relate to this? Like churning. And how exhausting is this? Churning in your minds, like what your content would be, what you would share. How are they sharing it? Oh God, I can't share it like that. Maybe I'll share it differently. Like overthinking, envisioning it, but not actually doing it. I see Aliza like, yep, I, exactly. All the time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um, yeah. Okay. So good to recognize this. For a lot of us, this is because we have the seven. Well, I'm not going to get into the core visibility blocks. I'll do another workshop on that coming. But the seventh core visibility block is something I call the perfectionist headlock. And it literally is a headlock. It's like you just cannot budge. You're like locked in place because it has to be perfect. And the thing is, given where we are in our world, it may feel very unsafe to share imperfectly, messily. What if I say the wrong thing? What if I trigger somebody? What if it comes out the wrong way? Blah, blah, blah. So the resolution to that is courage. Like we really get to stand in our courage. Courage, courage is the win all the time, every time. Before I started this live stream, I was like doing my makeup and I was just like, yee, like loving myself up and going, remember, the win is your doing the thing. Like the win is your courage. And I was talking to myself in a way of remembering a time in my life where I was an actress many years ago. That's what my desire was, what I wanted so much. Long story short, I would black out on stage. I was so scared to be seen, but my pull to get on stage and be an actress and this vision I had for my life was so big that I kept going to casting directors. I kept going to, I did pilot season in Hollywood. I got an agent. I did the whole thing. And I would black out and I would beat myself up mentally after any audition. It was horrible. It was so painful. I was not in my body. And so, what I was doing in the mirror before this is like, babe, not only are you in your body as you share, you're sharing your honest voice. You're not sharing a script, you're sharing what you're here to share. So, a big part of we can use that mechanism in the mind, like that overactive mind, to overactively compliment yourself, overactively celebrate and savor your wins. Yeah, I've been feeling restless for so long. You know what, Sigrun? This is such good news because it's like the arrow pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. The resistance is so strong that you're going to shoot off now so powerfully. You have that resistance that's been setting you up to flourish forward. Okay, the third sign that you are ready to be visible, that this is your time, is that you're overwhelmed in busyness. I'm going to explain how in the world this is a sign it's time to be visible, but overwhelmed in busyness. Like you're yearning for space, but you never give yourself space and you find yourself helping everybody else and doing things for everyone else, but you don't actually have time for you. It's a very sneaky trick of the ego to keep you small, which equals safe. So if you have this dream, this vision, I have a voice, I have a message, I have this thing, I can see myself creating this life, this dream life. As long as the ego keeps you in overwhelm and stretched too thin, you won't have the energy. You won't have the energetics to be visible. And so the ego's like, "Ooh, okay, close call. Let's keep her on this hamster wheel or them on this hamster wheel or him so that she doesn't actually go for it." So it's just a safety thing. And, the resolution this is to really release these old vows, these old agreements. If you make space for yourself, you're actually going to hear, you're going to hear your clarity. You're going to hear your next step. You'll know exactly what to do. But in order to do that, we get to clear some old vows that say it's unsafe for you to actually show up and be visible. It's like, oh yeah, I wrote down here, it's like there are these gifts pushing up from inside. That's why I hired a new coach because I'm like, this is the feeling. It's like, oh God, like there's a power in my voice that's like coming up, and I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God. Like it's like pushing up into a seed. It's almost like the intelligence of a tree inside of a seed, and that seed is starting to crack open. But the shell is so hard, but that message gains more and more power, or that intelligence gains more and more power, and eventually it just breaks through. It breaks through and it takes the risk. And it so that feeling is very, very powerful. And so it may create this overwhelm if you're not in your body and you don't know how to hold this enthusiasm, this excitement, this aliveness that's bursting through you now, that's coming through you or ready to come through you. The fourth sign is whew, you feel anxiety, shaky when you imagine being seen. Does anyone have this? Like you just wish you felt more stable. You wish you felt like strong in your body. You wish you could really, really go for it instead of shake. I mean, holy cow. I used to, not just when I was an actress, like a little truth time, which led to the health diagnosis. Yeah, good one. Exactly. Oh, you mean hiding. Exactly. So when I was in my business and my business was growing, these things can hit at any point. I remember I'd be there with Jason and we'd be about to give a webinar. My partner, my previous partner, we would be sharing a webinar, and right before I would be so frazzled, I'd look at my hands and they would be like literally like this. And I'd be like, and I mean, I was so terrified. And I still was able to give so much value. I just was not in my body. I wasn't stable. I had a lot of limitations running in my mind. Perfectionism, which thank God I had a health diagnosis because it snapped me out of my head and into my body and got me so stable and got me so strong in the life I am here to live, which is how I ended up in Portugal. So our biggest obstacles and can be the way. My teachers used to say, the obstacle is not in the way, it is the way. Obstacles are not in the way, they are the way. Okay, the fifth sign. Anybody do this one? Underplaying your gifts. Underplaying your gifts, putting others on a pedestal. Oh my God, they're so amazing. Underplaying your gifts while longing to lead. So you watch from the sidelines and you sort of compare yourself, or maybe full on compare yourself. So let me know which of these you struggle with or have been struggling with. And yeah, interesting. Why grief and same devil in bigger way that got me silenced. Yeah, so now I don't know what that is. Okay. So now sorry, something popped on my screen. I didn't know what it was. So all of them. Congratulations, Jennifer. That's exciting. You know what that means? It means you have a pretty powerful message. Let's just take a deep, deep breath in and exhale it out. Another deep breath in and exhaling it out. So what is really holding you back? And start to ask yourself this question internally. What do you think is really holding you back? Write it in the chat, whether it's something I just shared or it's something else. What's really holding you back? Like when you tap in, what do you think? Yes, it definitely may be one of the things I just shared. And just to repeat them, so it is top of mind, restless, knowing you're meant for more, Definitely wanting to get out of your situation, your corporate job. Maybe you raised your kids, they're out of the house or they're almost out of the house, and you're like, oh, I'm so restless to create something new. Maybe you're stuck in overthinking. Instead of sharing your gifts, you're way overthinking it. Perfectionism is running you. Maybe it's being overwhelmed in busyness. You really want space, but you just are so stressed because you never have enough space. Maybe you feel shaky when you imagine being seen. Maybe you underplay your gifts, pump other people up, and kind of deflate yourself so that you don't have the power to go out and share your gifts. While meanwhile, you're longing to lead and you know you are here to lead. Yeah, okay. So overthinking and overwhelmed, judging myself. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Well, I've never met somebody who works or inspires the way I do, but I'm still somehow convinced everyone else is better than me. Isn't that interesting? You just said two things completely opposite. One is soul. I've never heard anyone share this message the way I share it and the way I'm thinking about it, the way I'm able to. And then here's ego. But everyone else, comparison, is doing it better than me. So we're going to learn how to follow the truth and really tap into that truth, that soul-led truth. Yeah, yearning for space, underplaying my gifts, all of them, but especially the fifth. That one made me almost cry when you said it. Yeah, and so if emotion is coming up, just letting it come up, being gentle with yourself, have some water close by. Let's actually take a sip of water. Staying hydrated, breathing, connecting. Yeah, fear of connecting with people. Number five, I want to share spontaneously, but I also want to share in a structured, polished way. And I also feel guided to create a post where I speak my needs, and that's hard for me. Beautiful. You know, one of my little secrets is I love speaking spontaneously, which is why I burn the slides and the map and the six phases of confident visibility and the seven core visibility blocks. Because no, like the energetics, we're here to tap into the energetics. But what helps me is I just quickly put together note cards, and that holds me in a structure, which is really important so that your wildness, your spontaneity is held in the riverbanks. Just think of it as riverbanks that hold the river, like that wild, roaring river needs the masculine, needs the riverbanks to hold it. So for some of us, I think that really rigid structure is only going to create tension and it's not going to allow your message to come through powerfully. But if you have a solid structure that is healthy, and it's your way. Like for me, I just love the cards because they put me in my body. They're physical, they're tangible, I can hold them. That's the way that works for me. I just did a workshop with Julie Riesler. She does slides. She loves her slides. So we all have our unique way to make sure that our truth and our way of expressing can come through. Here's the honest truth about what is holding everybody back. Okay, I guess it can be fear of rejection, Natalie says, and persecution for speaking about things that are considered for many as impossible. Thank you for sharing that. We're going to talk about that. I liked your seed shell analogy. Last week, I saw a dandelion growing out of a solid cement sidewalk. There it is. Beautiful. So I know that many of you have deep, rich spiritual practices. You have deep, rich personal development practices. And yet I'm still going to say what I'm going to say. The problem is a lack of loyalty to yourself. And what I mean by this is that our world is so heated right now that it is so pushing most of us in our minds, where we're so stuck in the mind, in this place of overthinking, of ego, of my personal self. Are you going to personally attack me? Are you going to hurt this persona that I am? Are you going to minimize me? That is all my persona, my mask. It's important, this human body and experience and all of that, but really self-doubt, fear, all of that, needing you to like me, that's my persona. But when I tap in, what allows me to do this work, what allowed me to really tap in the other day when I got super, like, I mean, I posted something and there was such incredible division. I was like, whoa. I mean, I've never had attacks like that from a post. And what was wild is I felt so clear in my message and so clear in what I was sharing that it didn't touch me. And if anything, I just felt compassion for some of the people who took it the wrong way. It was like, oh my God, did I not mean it that way at all? Like, absolutely at all. And others were like, you were very clear. Like, that was super helpful. So everyone is going to, it's going to land for them in different ways. But if I am basing my value, my worth, my validity on how I'm seen, I am not in congruence with my soul, with myself. When I say self, I mean, oof, the presence within you that you were born as, that has been here before you were born, that before, once you go, it's the presence. When you were a little baby, before you even knew you were separate, this presence was looking out through your eyes and you were one with everything. You didn't even know you had a body yet. You hadn't even looked at you didn't know you were a thing. You were just pure oneness, pure presence. Like, wow, like you didn't have a place where you ended and I began. There was just awe. That is what we're being summoned to be loyal to. The division is a perfect setup to keep us divided and in the mind. Does anyone struggle with exhausting thinking? Like, I know we already talked about overthinking, but I'd love to know in the chat if it's something that you're constantly having to work. It's like, whenever you're engaged in the world, it like activates your mind and you turn over thoughts over and over again in your mind. Just put thoughts in the chat. It's because what is happening in the world, it's creating so much division. It's so polarized, so much more than ever. And so we're trying, as creatures who want to belong, we're like, do I belong there? Do I belong there? No, you don't belong either place. You belong here. We belong here. And so, what I love about visibility, it's a path to radical spiritual growth. It's like accelerated spiritual growth. If you use your business, if you're growing a business or you want to, and you use your visibility to grow in presence, it's like it is so powerful. There's so many tools and techniques I share in the membership. I share with my clients. I share on YouTube, things like that. I share on our email community. And there are many ways to do this, but really, and we'll tap in, we're going to do one of them today, but really, it's just like how right now I ask you, like, if you take nothing else from this workshop, are you committed to using your path of visibility as a way to expand vibrationally, expand in consciousness, expand in confidence? It's like take that as your win. Like you can control this. This is your in your full power. Like before I put this on and I was lighting a candle, I was like, V, you win just by doing the thing and being kind to yourself in the process. Period. Being present. Having giving every time I engage with anyone, it's an opportunity to let my mind get active and woof, release. Come home to the present moment. So, let's take a breath, and this is a beautiful way to be loyal to our souls, to our true selves, self with a capital S. Yes, absolutely. I love it. And just staying with your breath. It's so beautiful. I see like some of you smiling as you're saying yes to this, using visibility as a path for spiritual advancement, using every challenge that's given to you as an opportunity for expansion. So the question becomes, how do we actually do that? How do we do that? So staying with your breath and celebrating yourself, saying yes to that, feeling like in that seed, how whatever version of that seed you may have around you, just feeling that your visibility, your voice, your safety is getting stronger and stronger and stronger as we go here. So, how do we actually become loyal to ourselves? So, real basic, I'm not going to go full on here, but you have a desire. Boom, I want to be visible. That's your desire. Like we all know that clear message inside, whether you know exactly what the message is or you just have a sense you want to bring something beautiful, inspiring, empowering to the world. You know what you want, like that first desire. It's like, can we agree to that? Okay, boom, I know what I want. I would love to be visible and feel really embodied and confident as I share my voice. Beautiful. What's going to happen for most people is the inner child is going to pull them into the fears. Oh my God, but do you remember when in fourth grade when you stood up and shared and Ricky made fun of your legs, of your knees, of your skirt, of your voice, of your lips, of your hair, whatever? Or do you remember when you were visible? And so the inner child is like, it's terrified. Or maybe, like me, you were programmed to be perfect. I just had like a massive clearing, like a rage clearing, sacred rage. That's a whole other topic. We're talking about it in the membership right now, but it's such a beautiful thing. Oh my God. Like some of us are having these massive clearings. I had a huge energetic clearing a couple days ago, and thank God I know how to do the work. I did the diamond process on this, and it was this roar that came through me because of one of my parents really programming me to be perfect. And I love this parent so much, but it hit me so hard that beneath it, if I'm not perfect, there's this deep sense that I'm just not good enough. And I felt it in my core. It was like, ooh, and this person recently was judging me because of the way I live my life, which is very unconventional. And that's why it's come to the surface. And it was so powerful to tap into an energy I've never felt that's been stored in my body all this time. And it was like, and a boundary was set, and it was like, you do not get to poison me with those thoughts anymore. I am worthy as I am. My messiness is magic. The authenticity of me, actually, I was just sharing with someone else. The real you is the magnet. The real you is the magnet. So long as you deeply love and accept the real you. That's the caveat. And there's no way to be a magnet if you're programmed to be perfect because it's not the real you. So some of us really need to clean up these beliefs, and the ego is going to use the people pleaser, the perfectionist, the different kinds of masks that will draw us down into a small version of ourselves. Meanwhile, the diamond self, the true self, capital S self, the soul, is like the most beautiful mother. Think of somebody who is somebody you feel so safe with, or at least at some point in your life, you felt so safe with them. Like you could show up 100%. It might even be a pet. Okay, it might be a tree. If you're fortunate enough to have had a person in your life who is that loving and accepting, think of that person. My heart just popped, like the back of my heart. Literally just popped. Like there's an opening here energetically because we know this energy very well. This energy of the whole of you is welcome. I love you so much exactly as you are. There's nothing to change or fix about you. As that sacred rage, for example, was coming up through me, all I felt when I was doing the diamond process was so much love for that part of me, that little girl who was so mad, so enraged that she was being labeled unseen, invisible. She could only be seen if she was wearing a mask. So that's the kind of love that brings us into the energetic necessary to have full confidence in our voices. So if you feel that energy, that's what we're being called to. That's what we're being invited to. And we all have it. You all, can we agree that you have it in you? You feel it right now. It's within you. Yeah. So that's the diamond self. So what's being asked to happen is, I want to be visible. We get to start sourcing and become loyal to this dimension of self, which is present moment. which is it's an embrace, it's a radical embrace rather than I love you if you're perfect or if you do this, but not if you're a mess. Hell no. Don't show anyone that. Everyone will abandon you. It's like, oh no, actually, I love you as you are. I love the whole of you. How courageous you are to be in this human experience. So we start to bring this very beautiful, loving energy to ourselves that visibility is going to bring up all the crap. Has anyone noticed that? It's going to bring up everything. That's why many of you are hiding. In wisely, the ego's like, no, 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 no. The ego just wants you safe. Let me keep you safe by beating you up with criticism so you don't believe in yourself. Like that's the ego's form of love. It's not evil. It's just wanting to keep you safe. The diamond self or the true self simply has another way. It's like resource from here and you are safe no matter what. So, how do you become loyal to yourself? Exactly what we were just talking about. And you really need to know the difference between your persona and your true self. That's key. That's essential. Like that distinction is so important. Like in any moment, we need to know what is the present moment and what is past future, what is thought. So, present moment is I see roses in front of me, a candle. I see essential oils. This is real in the moment. This is present moment. Okay, my heart is beating. But if I'm looking at you and I'm like, oh my God, does Elisa like me? Does Melissa still like me? Does Natalie, oh, Marie, Jeff, what is he thinking? So if I am there, I know that that's my ego. So we just need to have a distinction. Or if I'm thinking about somebody or the past or the future, it's that distinction. Ah, okay, that's not my true self. That's just ego. So just knowing the difference between persona and the true self or the present moment, same thing. And then it's also about watering the seed of presence. So, who here has a practice where every single day you water the seed of presence? For me, I start my mornings on my rooftop in my little nest. I have this nest up there, like this lounge chair that's like a nest. I should take a picture and share it. It's my happy place. And I sit out there and I stare at the sunrise and I just dissolve into presence. And sometimes I wake up with a really active mind because I have a super active mind. It doesn't matter what my mind is doing. I still sit and I sit until I settle. However long that takes, I sit until I settle. I built a business that allows me to have my own mornings to be able to start my day from presence. So water the seed of presence and then becoming your own safety. So that's, deep work. We'll get into that in a moment, a simple practice. And this starts to root you into your true self, into your true self. By the way, at night, my practice is I put my legs up the wall, one hand on my heart, one hand on my belly. I just like connect and I just release everything from the day. And I listen to usually a non-duality video just because it gets my mind in the right place. And I do my mantra and meditate and go to sleep. So it's a really important thing to bookend your days, especially if you're visible, to prioritize presence. And I highly suggest having somebody, a spiritual teacher, somebody, a healer once said to me, he said some things to me, and I don't know, I feel kind of weird saying it, but it was about my purpose and life path. And I was like, that feels so big. How do I do that? And he goes, sit at the feet of those who are awake. And I was like, wow. And so, as much as I can, I sit by trees, I sit by masters, I hear them. And when I'm listening to a podcast, it's oftentimes, I listen to a spiritual teacher who I feel is awake. What I mean is, I know they're awake when my presence, my body, I feel more grounded in myself. I feel more present when I'm around them. I feel more peace. I can relax in their presence. So I intentionally I take that to heart. So we're going to root into this, but I want to say, because some of you commented on judgment, the fear of being judged. So, some of you have heard me say this before. This might be new to others of you, but you are not afraid of people's judgments. I know it's a surprise and you don't believe me yet, but I'm going to prove it to you. You're like, "Oh no, I really don't like people judging me. I don't like it either, but I'm not scared of it anymore." What I am what we are afraid of is believing other people's judgments. It's believing other people's judgments and then persecuting ourselves, criticizing ourselves because we believe them. The sacred rage I felt the other day, it was when this person in my family who's so important to me, I could feel her as a little girl. I believed them. I was like, oh, I have to be perfect to be valuable. And letting that seep into my consciousness now at this age of my life, it felt so bad. I felt like I had a hole in my gut. It was like, ugh. I had never felt that in my life. My clients feel that. It's a feeling I've never physically felt. And it was like, oh, the only reason I felt it is because I believe them. I took their opinion as the gospel. And I was like, oh, wow, wow. I'm going to make a video on this on Tuesday, I believe. I'll get more honest about it, but it's an important one. So it's not that we fear what others think of us, it's that we'll believe them and then we will diminish ourselves. And that there's nothing that hurts more than lying to yourself. Nothing, 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 nothing than moving out of our integrity, out of our wholeness, out of our infinity, out of our power, out of our truth, out of our glow, out of our joy, out of our love, out of our compassion. Moving out of that hurts. And that's what we're trying to avoid by visibility. But the good news is, if you know that and you are committed to cleaning up your mind and doing the deeper work and using visibility as a path for spiritual awakening and personal growth, you will love visibility. Make sure you have a community, make sure you have a coach, make sure you have somebody who's helping you through this. Because I do notice those who have done confident visibility school, they get visible, they have amazing, oh my God, huge breakthroughs. But it's the ones who have continued with me or somebody else and not like who are in the membership or they have a coach who actually keep going. And I don't just mean being in the membership, but I mean showing up, asking questions when it's hard, showing up when they don't want, when they feel like crap and they show up and they're like, I feel like a piece of shabib right now, like I just want to give up. That's when it counts. That's when the breakthroughs happen. That's what's required. Otherwise, we're left to our own devices, and this is guaranteed. There's so much momentum with the ego and the wounded child. It's not the inner child. I should have put the pained, the hurt child, that it's just like gravity. It's like the trance of negativity. Like we've got to have somebody stay supporting us. It's like when you plant a tree, at first you have to put a stable rod in, or I don't know what the language is, and sometimes a fence around it until it gets powerful enough. Then you can pull all that stuff away. That's what a community is for. So, how do you become your own safety? How do you become your own safety? That person you pictured before, you just become that for yourself. Become it for yourself. I fall definitely sometimes, but the way I talk to myself is so much kinder. That way of talking to myself in the mirror earlier when I was doing my makeup, I was just like, babe, holy shit, you've come such a long way. Like you used to literally black out, forget what would happen on stage because you were so out of body and so needing approval, so desperate for the casting directors to choose you. And now you're showing up. You're showing up as you. Like it could bring me to tears. So we need, or even if it's back then, I could have been like, you know what? You beat yourself up. You blacked out on stage. You flopped. You did a horrible job, but you effing did it. You did the thing that most people would never do. Like it's bringing this voice in, being that person for yourself, giving yourself the dignity of your own greatness by bringing in whatever you need to fill your mind, your body, your soul with enrichment, with support, with gratitude, release stressors. If anything, With that health diagnosis, I learned, and I have healed it, which is great, a few years ago. But what I learned was it was stress and it was gluten. It was certain foods that were a problem, but it was mostly stress. And I was like, I don't have a stressful life. I run my own business. Meanwhile, my hands would be like shaking before a webinar. I wasn't listening to my body. And so it's how to really befriend the body, befriend ourselves. So, how do we befriend our bodies? How do we stabilize our energy so you can shine your gifts with confidence? How do we do it? How do we do it? My life has been in such survival mode for the past 5 years that I fear to be visible because it's like I don't have space to get triggered by all the visibility triggers. But at the same time, I feel like I can't afford not to because it's what my heart wants to do. So it's twofold. I really appreciate you sharing this because some people watching are going to relate so much to you. And I love you, you know that. And I love your courage. I love how amazing you are. And part of it is making sure you're set up financially. Part of it is making sure your basic needs are set. And a lot of people don't want to hear this practical advice, but it's really important. Hierarchy of needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If we don't have our basic safety, there's no way to go into self-actualization or service. It's just it, so please be compassionate with yourself if that's something that you're going through and expecting to be visible in the middle of that. And choose a part-time job or something that supports you. I could get into a whole story about how I did that at a time when I was at rock bottom financially in 2010. I was starting from ground zero again, and I got 3 jobs, and that's a whole other story until I realized that wasn't working. And then it's a really long story, but I launched my first online course that led into a book. I started growing my business. Then I was in feast or famine. That was really stressful. So I actually got super humble and I called in a part-time job, but I was really deliberate about the job I was calling in. If you want me to make a video about that, I will, because it's a much longer topic. But basically, I called in like the dream part-time job that paid me more than I had ever been paid. And it was like basically an investor in my own business growth. It was incredible. So that, and if you do have that safety and stability, I love what you're saying because it's like I can't afford not to because it's what my heart wants to do so much. So it's like give yourself that fuel to go for it. Let yourself share your voice. It's one of the highest acts of self-care to share your voice. It's that, yeah, because it's a way of saying I love you, you're worth it, and it's a doorway to bring up hard things so you can love yourself through those hard feelings so that you can heal and you can expand in consciousness in a really accelerated way. Um, let's see. Yes, I found a way recently and just about to be visible is to do a series of interviews so I stay connected in my joy. So, so good. I think I may have read that already, but yes, it's amazing. Okay, so root to rise. This is the practice we are going to grow into. This is where most people are like really struggling. A yoga teacher I used to study with, Micheline Berry, I believe her name is, she would always say, root to rise, like to do these advanced postures, your feet have to be rooted. Whatever's touching the earth needs to be rooted. But if we're in visibility metaphor, if we're like in our heads overthinking, we're not rooted. So if someone says, you suck, it's like, I'm never doing this again. Like we're not rooted, we're not rising, we're flopping. Like that's how easily that can happen. So how do we root? Just to recap, we root into presence every single day, as many times a day as possible. Taking a breath is a really good way to root into presence. Right now, if you're breathing, you place your hand on your heart, you connect inwardly, you feel your breath, you feel the exhale. If you have an emotion present, you put your hand where you feel the emotion. You're present with your body instead of thinking about the emotion or and thinking about anything. You just keep focusing on the breath. Feel the sensation in your body of the emotion. That's presence. It doesn't mean perfection. Presence just means being with what's physically here. So you're rooting into presence. From this place, you're owning every facet of yourself. What I mean by that, it's a radical embrace. Are you open to accepting every single facet of yourself? Every single facet. So if you look at a diamond like this one, every facet, the one that was raging the other day on my yoga mat doing the diamond process, I love her. She's so freaking badass. She's fierce. I was like, wow, I didn't know I had that in me. It was so powerful. I mean, really powerful. And then there's like the dainty one, and there's the one that's shy, and there's the one that's super fun and confident. Like, can we be the whole thing? Like, can we be the whole diamond? So it's being in radical acceptance of ourselves, even the parts of ourselves that we think are impediments. The perfectionist, the people pleaser. I've learned to love the people pleaser. Uh, so anyway, this is all deeper work, and I do this in all my work in the membership. I do this in my private work. But really, the Diamond Process book is really useful. The third O in root is to offer self-forgiveness to your past self. This is really rich work. What do you judge yourself for? I got to release the judgments on myself in that sacred rage practice for being so influenced by this person in my life that I took their perfectionism as the right way to live my life. I had to forgive myself for that because it really kept me small for so long. I still love the perfectionist, like the excellence side of it. I love how she puts clothes together. I love how she designs a space. I love how she's like super meticulous with the way I make my worksheets or the way I design curriculum and how effective and how excellent the work is and how it gets people results. I love that. But the perfectionism was really limiting because I hated myself if I wasn't matching what I thought was good enough. Yeah, so if I, yeah, oh, so much to that. It's so liberating to be free from that. So it requires offering self-forgiveness, and that's how we get free. That's how we clear the rubble, so to speak, the what's binding us from fully shining. And finally, once you are clear on being present, owning, fully accepting yourself, owning every facet of yourself, forgiving yourself, now it's time to take the stage, sister. It is time to take the stage. It is time to take the stage. Can we agree? And then it doesn't stop there. Rinse and repeat. Presence. Own whatever's coming up that I don't like about myself. Forgive myself for disliking that part of myself and take the stage again, whether it's virtually, an actual stage, whatever it is, at a dinner party, sharing a story, whatever. And rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So let's take a deep, deep breath in. We're going to complete with a very simple practice just to ground into this energy of presence, the energetics of confidence. And I want you to tap into that girl you once were, that you who was magic, who would look out at the world, at nature. I say was, even though she's right here. I'm looking at her in many different forms right now. I'm looking at them in many different forms. It is just easy sometimes to look back and really tap into that younger you and all of her magic and all of her dreams and all of her dance routines and all of her rock climbing or tree climbing or making things with her hands or whatever it was, lip syncing or singing or making up songs. Pretend, imaginary friends, like that wild little girl. Feel into her. And I'm asking you to breathe her fully into your physical body right now. Just imagine she's sitting on your lap energetically. And I want you to ask her what she needs to feel safe for you to take the stage, for you to be seen. What does she need to feel safe? Hmm. Beautiful. Breathing that in. Is that something you can provide? Is that something you can give her? Can you set a date, ideally by this weekend, where you can show up for her in this way? And let's put a date on it. Okay. So as you're breathing here, just asking her if she wants to integrate into your heart, or does she want to be released into like her favorite place in nature? What does she want? And just feel her, honor what her desire is, what her needs are. And now I'd like you to fast forward all the way forward to the end of this year. And I want you to imagine that you're visible, sharing your voice really powerfully, very authentically, and you're in your body. You feel safe. You feel more resourced. You're connected. You're really having fun discovering your voice and sharing it. Let that future you tell you, what did you do to make that happen? What changed that allowed you to step in so powerfully, to take the stage, to share your voice? What was the key for you? And what helped you actually do it? Okay, beautiful. Taking a deep breath into that. And now coming back into present moment, feeling that wiser you, that more visible you, that even more empowered you than you already are, you and your child self, like integrated into this moment, into now. And I want you to ask yourself from here forward, who do you have in your corner to support you in this? Do you have a friend who also wants to be visible, who's really optimistic, empowering, positive, who's like constructive to be around, empowering? Do you have a coach? Do you have a mentorship or a membership? If you do and you're not fully showing up to it, does it mean showing up fully to it? If you don't, does it mean saying yes to it, leaping into it? So think about that support structure that's going to help you to step in. Or if you've been doing it alone all this time and you haven't been getting results and you're focused on like, okay, I'm just going to keep trying to do it myself, is that the wisest choice? Just check in with yourself on that. And I don't care who it is, whether it's someone you know and you can exchange and really commit to each other for the next 3 months, 3.5 months through the end of the year, or it's hiring a coach, joining a membership, joining some group that's even Toastmasters or something that's going to help you rise, like getting really clear on what that step is, because you don't have to face, and feel free to open your eyes or stay connected internally. But I really want you to get this. And my past self used to do it and struggle all by myself because, well, that's what my family taught me was noble, like my female lineage, especially, until I realized it was lack mentality. You don't have to face your visibility fears alone. You don't. You can receive really delicious, amazing support where you feel 100% safe. So I can share all about, I have had questions about the membership. I'll answer those questions. I want to answer your questions as well, but I just want to make sure you know that there's an amazing opportunity to join the membership now. But before we go, just because since we're at the top of the hour, if you need to jump first, I want you to finish with this. And let's all take ourselves off of like off mute and let's say it together, okay? So taking a really deep breath in, my voice
Voice
is
is
valuable.
valuable.
Whew. Deep breath in
My voice,
is
My
valuable. Deep breath in. My message
my message
is medicine.
is medicine.
message is medicine.
Deep breath in. This is my time to shine.
This
This
is
is my
my
time
time
to
to
shine.
shine.
Feel that? Feel it,
Mm-hmm.
feel it, feel it, feel that. Ooh, okay. And before we get into Q&A, if you want support, if you want to break through the visibility blocks, I just want to make sure you know Confident Visibility School is a program I teach. It's a 6-week program. Right now, you find it on my website as an evergreen. You can do it yourself, but I'm actually doing it live in the membership starting October 13. And the experience of that is transformational. It's not what you expect. It's not like, go out there, crush it, do it. I will never say that to you, like ever. You become visible to yourself for the first 3 weeks. You go really deep in this intimate experience of getting to know yourself at a very rich level. I mean, the intimacy you're going to create with yourself is incredible. And then the second 3 weeks, you from the overflow, you bring your message out into the world in a way that feels really good to you over a 21-day visibility party. And we do it together. You can do it just in the membership or you're just starting there where you feel safe, just as that bridge, like before you choose to go out and be visible on your platforms or start a platform. But it is such a the success in it, the results that people get are across the board. It just works. It works because it's safe. It trains you to become your own safety and to be surrounded by people who are safe. If anyone here who's in the membership wants to say anything about the membership, please do just share. I'm not the best at promoting. I'm not the best of telling you that the membership is the safest place on the internet. It is, these women are gold. They are, it could bring me to tears. They are my sisters. They are gold. They are so amazing. They're doing beautiful work. Some of them are not yet putting work out into the world. Some of them are just doing it for their own confidence. The key is I'm putting it in the membership and not doing it live outside of the membership because what I've seen is that if you have a container for a longer period of time than 6 weeks, ideally at least 3 months, ideally a year, then you will have a massive transformation. So if it's something that you want, and you join today, you'll be able to join the Authenticity Circle this Saturday, where I will directly help you and coach you. But basically, that website is thediamondprocess.com/membership. So you can join us there if you want to break free and you know that you'd like to have me as your coach supporting you with an amazing sisterhood. And by the end of the year, you want to just be celebrating hugely for how far you have come and the work that you're doing in the world. It's incredible. It's exhilarating. You can ask me any questions about it. I have gotten a couple questions about it, so I'll answer those. But what questions do you have in regards to, and I'll put it in the chat as well. What questions do you have? It's funny, I almost put the diamond self because that is actually what ends up happening, this awakening of the diamond self. But by the way, that offer is available till September 30. And when you sign up for the year, you'll get a confidence breakthrough session with me. So a private session with me. Okay. So any questions, anything that's coming up, please put them in the chat because I want to make sure you're fully supported. Thank you, Veronica. Have to leave. Membership is absolutely worth it and has helped me in so many ways, has made me heal and be more and more comfortable in using my voice. I have come a long way on my own time. Being supported by these amazing women is beautiful and a safe space. Thank you so much, Melissa. She has brought in her healing work into the membership, like your crystal singing bowls. You're going into corporations. You have gone into corporations where you have shared your sound healings. Like that's what it looks like to be able to bring your work into the world. Your whole visibility thing with your daughter's wedding, showing up like as your magical self, like, I mean, adorned the way you were adorned and just being in your full radiance. The transformation's real and it's available. So it's all possible. It is all possible. Um, so, what questions do we have? What is your next step? What is your biggest takeaway from today's workshop? What is your biggest takeaway from today's workshop? What is your biggest takeaway from today's workshop? If you write that in the chat and really anchor into that. And what is your next action step? You are so welcome. You're so, so welcome. Be loyal to self. Powerful. And what's one way, one tangible way that you are going to be loyal to your beautiful self?
Mhm.
What is one tangible way? Let's like make it granular. Taking a few deep breaths here. Ask for the help I actually need. Hallelujah. I want to see you on Saturday if you're able to make it. Okay, beautiful. Ask for the help I actually need. Powerful. And by the way, so some of the questions about the membership, people are like, what is in the membership? Like, what is a membership? My coach is like, you need to stop calling it a membership. It's a mentorship. Like, it is potent. Like, this is very private attention you get with me, with a sisterhood that is all about breaking through your blocks and creating your dream business and really tapping into your voice, your message, what you're here to share, getting clarity on your niche, on what you're here to give. And most importantly, cleaning up your frequency, like really expanding in your frequency. That the fear of judgment is not really a fear, but believing in their opinion and the energy it takes for coming back into compassionate, confident, pure presence of love. So beautiful. How can we honor our inner child when we overcome hurdles we endured so she can live truly in her highest light with love and support? Such a beautiful question. So it's really about you deepening in presence and becoming a stable place for the inner child. So the question becomes, what do you need so that you're not entangled with the inner child? So the inner child is like having an actual child. I tell clients who have kids, like, how many kids do you have? And they're like, two. Okay, that's not true. You actually have three. You have three because you are one of your children. Like that inner child is is your priority. And a lot of us forget that and we're like entangled with this younger self. And then we're running around trying to live as adults, but we haven't made the space and stabilized ourselves enough to actually hold that inner child into safety. So some of the ways is have a trauma informed therapist. Highly recommend that if you have had trauma, have a professional therapist. If it's more like, no, you just really need to expand your frequency and stabilize, come join us in the membership. Come get the support. We do this deep work in there. Get spotlight coaching from me in there. Let me directly support you, or have somebody you feel safe with. If I'm not your person, find somebody where you can continuously be in this conversation and in the experience of healing like weekly, like have that connection in that container. Um, it's a really powerful and beautiful question. And the beautiful thing is you're here for it. A client of mine was just like celebrating. She's like, I love what you say. And this doesn't come from me, it comes from my first teachers, Doctors Ron and Mary Holnick. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. So that's why I started with fun. Fun. Okay. How much fun are you having? I don't know where that card went, but that's our work. That is our job. And to really give that power back to our our younger selves, but really just to ourselves. Okay. So, so important. Ah, love and light to all of you. You're so welcome. You are so, so welcome. I'm so glad that this is helpful. And to answer the questions that I've gotten about the membership, to those of you who emailed it, hopefully you're watching this. Yeah, I'll put it in an email and send this as a replay because I think this will be helpful for others as well. Is to is that the authenticity circle, confident is one of the things we do, which we're doing this Saturday. It's a space for you to show up. You don't have to share if you don't want to, but it's a safe space to get direct spotlight coaching with me. I usually open the circle by sharing what my most recent breakthrough, what I'm going through, how I'm navigating that, what tools I'm using. And then you can share and you're supported. Any questions that you have, any kind of healing that's needed, or integration or frequency upgrade, we move into that as a group. It's very, very safe and very powerful. You also in the membership, because people were like, what are the live components of this membership? That's one of them. Confident and visible empath spotlight coaching. So I spotlight coach you, you hot seat with me, your questions about your message, your question about your visibility, your platforms, all the stuff that has to do with you coming out and sharing your message, being visible. I directly coach you on that if you have questions. And then I encourage you after that to go do the courageous thing. Straight from the call, you go make the live stream. You go do the thing. We're going to be doing that as well in Confident Visibility School starting on October 13th, which you'll get access to if you want to join the membership. And then we always have a frequency upgrade in the membership, which is a really deep workshop. The past one we just did was embodying heaven on earth. So we deepened into a somatic experience, a really beautiful nervous system regulation practice. So this is the kind of thing that happens in the membership, and you also get confident visibility, confident core. Nah, you don't get. You get confident spiritual business school, which is to help you with creating your free opt-in gift, growing your community, your email list, and also how to enroll clients. Like, what do you do when you have a client who wants to work with you, or how do you invite someone to work with you in a way that feels really service-based and soft on your nervous system and very effective. It's a whole strategy I share that's very simple and very powerful. So there's a lot, so much gold. The most important thing I would say here is whatever that message is that is within you, it's your time to share it. So, what do you need to feel safe in yourself and feel your most radiant, confident self? Who do you need in your corner to actually support you in doing that? And I encourage you to dive in and go for it. And I would be so honored to support you in that if that's something that you would like. If you have questions, I'm going to send this out as a replay. Just reply to the email and I'll answer those directly. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Again, if you want all these bonuses, private session with me, also Confident Visibility School Live, it's a $2,000 program when it's live. And it's basically free. It's just you're getting that for free when you join the membership. And if you want to join for the year, you'll get a private session with me. And if you want that, go to thediamondprocess.com/membership. And I cannot wait to welcome you this Saturday and introduce you to everybody. Um, yeah, I'm choosing to get better at actually sharing the best kept secret. It doesn't need to be a secret anymore. This membership, mentorship really is what it is. It's time to welcome in more people, and I want to see you flourish. I want to see you shine, and I want to see many of us rising and sharing messages that are like lighthouses, bringing more light to the world, and each of us feeling so good in the process of sharing our voices. And the only thing I ask of you, if you join the membership, is show up. Do not join if you're not going to show up. Show up.
Mhm.
Show up. Let me see you. Let me support you. Let me hold you. Let me help you blast off and shine because it is your time. If you feel it, you know it, it is your time. And I'd be so overjoyed to support you in that. So again, it's thediamondprocess.com/membership. Come join us. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. You're amazing. And here is to shining your beautiful, powerful light. Thank you, everybody. Mwah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Tschüss.